Hi, and welcome back to Roulette's Play Home. A unique horror adventure. Well, we're off to a good start. One of the lockers hung open. Its contents were tossed around like someone had been looking for something. Like, say, their lunch? Dun, dun, dun. What is this? There was a large power box with 5 lights on it. Cables burst out of the box, snaking off to other parts of the factory. The metal was starting to wear and cobwebs had collected on the corners. The box wasn't receiving power. The door was locked shut and there was a little electronic box under the handle. A sign was pasted that said, "Danger, closed for repairs." The room is closed. All of the room is closed for repairs. Okay. So we can go far left or we can go up the stairs. Let's just go up the stairs. Every part of this plant smelt old and rotted. I noticed the old bulletin board on the wall. Did I? The board contained yellow clippings of newspaper cartoons and notices. There were notes to and from the guys that worked there. One of them was to Norman, who was one of the older guys on the line. Norman took over a general store after the closing of the factory. He, Rachel, and I would get lunch every now and then. Rachel liked him because he seemed more positive despite the setback. I don't think I could say the same about me. Our old break table, the layer of dust and grime, only made seeing this sting more. It looked like some beer bottles had been used on the table recently. I wondered, was that guard using this as a break room of his own? Oh my, the scandal. We should report him to the union. I don't think that's allowed. A power panel. It looked like it was shut off. Did I push the switch? Yes. Is it still off? Still wasn't working. Did I try it again? Yes. There it goes. That's a great sound. The open locker was stuffed with dirty work clothes and old boots. There was a photo of a woman taped to the inside, but it was scratched out and the face was unrecognizable. That woman's photo. I knew I had to get back to Rachel to find out what happened. A power panel. Looked like it was shut off. Did I push the switch? Yes, because this was my calling in life, to just go around and push switches until they make interesting noises. It was shut tight. There was a rusty-looking card slot in the side. Okay, so we need to find a card for that door. I think we've looked at everything else here, and we have also pushed 2 switches, and I think there were 5 on that box. Let's keep going up. Oh, great. Not another one of those. I don't have anything I can open it. Oh, well, maybe I can do it with the knife? If we finagled it a little bit? Let me see. Door had been hastily boarded up. Oh, great. No knife finagling here. We are not that talented. We are not the MacGyver of this game. This was Norman's locker. The door was dented like someone had punched it. I don't remember him doing that when we worked here. My head ached, and I recalled the last time Norman, Rachel, and I all had lunch together. Rachel seemed so much more at ease when we all hung out. Oh no, did Rachel cheat on us with Norman and that made us go crazy? Ooh, what's this? Utility shelf, crammed with tools and items. Claw hammer! As I took the hammer, I noticed it wasn't as dusty as the rest of the tools. Being useful and productive. There in this plant, that was all I ever wanted. When the factory closed, everything got worse. This poor guy, it seems like he really loved his job. The locker was a complete mess. Hidden at the bottom, though, was a magnetic card. Yes, we take the card, slips it into our pocket, and we are going to go investigate that door. Another panel. Oh, there we go. Another panel. Do it again. There it goes. And nothing else to grab. Oh, I think I turned on the electricity. You guys hear that humming? I hear a humming that wasn't there before. Let's head all the way back. I'm gonna do the claw hammer actually first. I struck with the hammer, the old wooden boards came apart easily. After I'd removed the planks, I left the hammer on the Why did I leave the hammer on the floor? I'm carrying around receipts, I'm carrying around guns and knives, but the hammer, no, that's too much. This was my locker there in the factory. It stank of booze. There was a picture of Rachel. It looked like it had been torn up. I thought I had taken that picture home when the factory closed. This room was nothing but bad memories. There was a mess of empty booze bottles. I wondered if that man in the house had something to do with this. He sure had a lot of alcohol at his place. Maybe that guard outside caught him hiding up in here. That sounds very plausible. I'm thinking maybe we're an alcoholic and we do blackout killings. Is that a thing? I don't drink a lot of alcohol, so I'm not entirely sure about that. Where was that door with the key card? I think it was this floor really far left. The key card I found seemed like it would pass through this reader. Did I use the key card? I'm gonna say no. I might try the entrance on the bottom floor instead. Oh! So it's one way or the other then? I've got those switches at the bottom. I'm gonna go see what those switches do. I'll be right back. With the power box working again, the door was unlocked. Did I go through? I'm so scared that this was a choice, like one of those that split up the game. Card reader, power box. The power box seemed... okay, the power box seemed obvious, right? You had all these switches everywhere around that you had to get, and it was a very obvious exit. So I'm gonna try the card reader first, because that one was harder to find. You had to actually look like in the proper locker and stuff. Okay, sorry about the indecisiveness. I'm doing it this time. Here we go. What is that noise? Ooh, there's like a grate thing. There was some kind of ventilation hatch. It looked like I could jump to the room below. My leg hurt enough as it is, but I couldn't see another option. Did I jump? No. No. I don't want to like... Oh, no! Alright, well... We're jumping. It was... I was so right. My spider sense was tingling. Okay. This is gonna hurt. Oh man, my leg hurt like hell. There was a crumpled up letter on the floor. It had been scratched out heavily and it was hard to make out. I tried to read it anyways. Most of the letter was violently scratched out. All I could make out was need to, just don't, drinking, need, Norman. Who was Norman writing to? Through the door. I stepped out of the factory, glad to be rid of its smell and its memories. I couldn't stop thinking about that room with the bottles in it. Was the guard I found outside really drinking up there? What about Norman? And who had rooted through all those lockers? I couldn't tell where I was as I looked around, but I figured I needed to get to a road, get my bearings. Maybe Norman could help. His store wasn't that far from the turn-off of the factory, if I remembered correctly. The factory door had locked itself behind me. It's good that that side of the doors... What's that noise? What the hell is that? I'm sure it's just a cat. Isn't that what they say in like horror movies when they hear strange noises? Bo! Or 60. It's probably 60 miles per hour. That makes a lot more sense than Bo. I swear I keep hearing noises. And I think my character is limping harder. I don't remember him limping quite that much before. So, yeah, I fucked something up. Can I go back? Nope. The fence was jammed shut. There was no reason to go back there anyways. Hey, the garbage bin was a disgusting mess of rotten food and slick black bags. I saw a thin greenish corner poking out from one of the bags. It was my driver's license. It looked damaged, so I took it back and shoved it in there because, you know, it's good if I get killed, be able to be identified. I cleaned the card off as best I could. It looked pretty beat up. I was amazed to have found my credit card and now this. I tucked the card into my wallet next to my credit card. Sounded like it was going to start raining again. I can just... Oh. The thunder hadn't even started! And I'm like, yeah, it sounds like it's gonna rain. I had entered Norman's place. This was the back of the store that he ran. It was oddly quiet, except for a faint sound of a television. The entrance to the front of the store was locked from the inside. It looked like I couldn't just pop it open. It needed a key, and there was a bit of blood on the keyhole. Ooh, I think Norman might be dead. Is that blood over there? That looks like blood over there. This place is really well lit. Yep, Norman's dead. This is my fault. I just know it. The TV still flickered some indecipherable channel. I couldn't make out what was on the screen, but that glow gave me the chills. Oh no, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Norman, my coworker, and one of the few friends I had in this town, lay dead beside his armchair. His face and shirt were covered in blood. It looked like he'd been shot trying to get up. His eyes were still wide with shock. Norman, you deserved better than this. So I closed his eyes and gave him a little respect. I wasn't sure if I wanted to give him peace or if I just couldn't stand to think any more about what was going on. Quickly, I closed his eyes. The poor bastard. But he did look like he had a really comfy armchair, I'm just saying. I guess this was Norman's kitchen table. He kept it clean enough, but there were water rings from 2 cups in the wood. I'd never been to Norman's place before. At least I didn't ever remember doing so. The kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. I didn't dig through that mess. I digged through that mess. I found a hairpin among the rotting food and trash and pocketed it. Great. I could use the hairpin to pick the door, maybe, if I have that kind of talent. There were takeout containers and food scraps. Looked like Norman was eating for 2. Norman was pregnant! Holy shit, this changes everything. Hi, Norman. Bye, Norman. Hey, wait a second. What was this? It looked like a pull chain hanging from the ceiling. I wonder where it led, so I pulled it. I gave the chain a single tug, and a simple folding ladder to the attic popped down. Whoa, Norman! You're into some kinky shit. I had no idea. Woo, you think you know a person. There was a large cardboard box that hadn't been sealed, so I ruffled through it and took whatever I could and put it in my pockets. Inside the old cardboard box was a pile of clothes, photos, and even shoes. As I looked closer, I realized they were Rachel's. What were you doing here, Rachel? Were you responsible to what happened to poor Norman downstairs? The items in the box only made my head spin more. I desperately needed answers. Either we're the killer, right? And we're on this jealous rampage. Or maybe, just maybe, Rachel is the killer and she's trying to frame us because there is so much evidence everywhere. Everywhere. I wasn't entirely surprised to find this here. It was one of Rachel's old fall coats. I always wondered what happened to it. How long had it been here? There was a little bit of something dark staining the sleeve. Oh my god. She uses it as her murder outfit, like when she kills people. Inside the cabinet was a small but impressive collection of hunting rifles, shotguns, and even a few items I didn't think were legal. One of the slots on the rack was empty. The gun I had found seemed to match the others here. If the handgun was Norman's, what the hell was he doing with it? The gun would fit there. Did I place it back in the cabinet? No. I thought, though it weighed on me, I had a hard time parting with the weapon just then. It would be irresponsible of me to leave such a helpful self-defense tool. I used the hairpin to pick the lock. The hairpin snapped in half, so I threw it away. Wow, I am a man of many talents. The general store was small but clean. It had usual things: postcards, snacks, magazines, canned goods. I never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work if we needed anything. The register was mostly empty, and a fat stack. Fat stacks of of travel magazines sat beside it. Ooh, the icebox seemed to be unplugged. It must have been off for a while. Most of its contents were half melted. I oohed because I thought I was about to get ice cream. What was the matter, Norman? Cheated on your hydro bills, too? There were various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. It looked to be in much better shape then. Of all the postcards, that one seems to be the most popular. There were only a few left. Or, I take them and they're my calling cards. That night continued to take horrible turn after horrible turn. It'd been weeks since I'd last seen Norman, but to find him like that. As I thought of him still lying on the floor back there, the gun I carried seemed ever present. Seeing that dusty box of those old clothes was a shock. How long had they been there? And what was Rachel doing at Norman's place? I felt like I had only discovered more questions, no answers, but I was close to home. It was time to find out the truth. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I think the next episode is going to be the last one. So, thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you guys are enjoying. If so, hit that thumb. Subscribe if you want more content. And thank you. I really appreciate you guys watching. Alright, bye.